The project called Timbira Peoples Managing Our Territory is carried out by the Center for Indigenous Work, CTI, together with the Wyty Catë Indigenous Association. The Timbira peoples live in southern Maranhão and northern Tocantins States in north-central Brazil. The region is part of the Cerrado, the world's richest savanna in terms of biodiversity, with many endemic plant species, and varieties resistant to heat and dryness. Besides its biological diversity, the Cerrado ecosystem is also the origin of most of the important rivers in Brazil. For river flows and rainfall patterns, the biome plays a strategic role in the hydrological cycles of South America. Over the last decades, the Cerrado has been suffering severe threats, mainly from soybean plantations and eucalyptus monocultures, cattle raising, as well as large infrastructure projects, like the Cerrado hydroelectric dam, which will flood 40% of the municipality of Carolina, in addition to high-tension power lines and new roads. Today, the Cerrado is the biome with the highest yearly deforestation rate in Brazil. The region also has remarkable social diversity. The Timbira includes 6 groups from the matrices family: Craô, Gavião Picobier, Cricati, Apinagé, Canela Pangecrá, and Canela Rancocamecrá. The population of more than 5,000 people lives in 40 villages in 6 indigenous lands. Today, the lands of the Timbira people are discontinuous, forming an archipelago of islands that vary from 50 to 300,000 hectares. Despite continuous contact with non-indigenous society for more than a century and the pressure of development, the Timbira peoples have maintained their customs and their traditional livelihoods in relative harmony with the Cerrado. For more than 10 years, they have been working on strengthening their political and cultural organization. The Timbira projects supported by SGP Brazil were formulated based on the demands presented by the communities with the assistance of CTI and the Wyty Catë Association. The main goals of the projects are recovery of degraded areas with fruit trees, densification and agroecological management in productive areas, and income generation for indigenous peoples and small farmers who live nearby, through sustainable wild collection, processing, and marketing of native fruits of the Cerrado. The processing of Cerrado fruits culminated in the building of an agro-industry to produce frozen fruit pulp, called frutação, of which the Wyty Catë Indigenous Association is co-owner. To strengthen their political and economic autonomy, the indigenous groups, in partnership with CTI and SGP Brazil, are working on capacity building of designated land managers, mainly youth. This process starts with participatory ethno-mapping, with the objective of developing capacity for the management of their territories and dealing with external pressures and internal conflicts. Regional seminars about land management were held in each of the indigenous lands. The results were matrices that synthesize the main problems and strategies for dealing with them in each area. The exchange also focused on the impacts of development projects in the region. The next step will be a large seminar with all the 6 Timbira people to prepare a joint management strategy for the indigenous lands and the surroundings. Together with CTI and with the support from the Global Environment Facility, the United Nations Development Programme, and the European Commission, the Timbira peoples are creating new paths to deal with the challenges of managing their territories and maintaining their livelihoods in harmony with the Cerrado.